Hello, Ray Reese, Reese's Masterpieces. Good morning. It is early as fuck. I just got done teaching. A boot camp. It's always fun as usual. The time, however, is not. I think it's like 3 a.m. or I don't know. It's 7 something a.m., which is which is only about 12 hours after I got done teaching my last boot camp. 13 hours. Yeah. So, anyway, I need to clock out or clock in or whatever. I wanted to talk about a concept. Yesterday I was talking about fuels and stuff relating to that. But I want to reiterate something as pertains to diets and reiterate a point that I brought up yesterday. The science of dieting hasn't changed since we first walked out of the ocean or crawled out of the ocean or were plopped down into existence. And I want to reiterate, you have to consume the fuels. You have to consume the types of fuels for the types of activities that you're going to do. And I get a lot in my fitness career. I've gotten a lot of, well, I did this and it worked for me, or my sister did that, or my brother, my frat brother, so and so, he had me on a thing and it worked. And usually there's some sort of like the people, you can do a whole lot of stuff and achieve results, but at the end of the day, you're only going to achieve the specific result if you do the specific thing that it requires. All of the other stuff you can do, that doesn't mean that it contributed to you accomplishing that goal. But for example, or you're just creating more steps. But for example, one time I was driving my car, Lincoln Town car, 90, whatever, it doesn't matter. I think the gas gauge, whatever the point is. The point is, I was driving my car, ran out of gas on getting on the highway. So I had to pull over, call AAA, get gas put in my car. And I was able to go on my way. Pulled over, called AAA, got gas in my car. What is the thing of those three that got me able to drive away? It's getting the gas in the car. That's important. Pulling over, calling AAA is irrelevant if you don't get the gas, right? So what'll happen in the fitness industry, what'll happen is people will be like, oh, well, people will say, well, my sister or my uncle, they were driving down the street and they had to pull over and call AAA. So now people, whenever they get low on gas, they think that they're supposed to pull over, call AAA, get gas. The gas station could be 3 blocks away. You could have enough gas to get there, but say, oh, well, no, what we'll do is we'll pull over, call AAA, then get enough gas to get to the gas station. Like, you have enough gas to get to the gas station. You're just creating extra steps. And that's what I have to deal with. It's like that pull over, call AAA and get gas only applies to people who have run out of gas unexpectedly. Like, that's not what you're supposed to do regularly. It's a very specific situation that requires very specific steps. It's not for everybody. So when I hear people going on these fancy diets and they're like, oh, well, hey, you know, I cut out carbs and I increased my fat, and then I drank a bottle of water and worked out for 40 minutes, people will say that, oh, well, it's the bottle of water that did it. It's not the bottle of water. It's not the music you were listening to. And it may not necessarily even be the carbs. Because at the end of the day, you are only going to be able to do the activities that you have fuel for. So if you cut out all of your carbs, then you're cutting out your body's primary fuel that it needs to do high energy, explosive exercises. Can it get the fuel from somewhere else? Can it take protein and convert it into energy? Sure, yes, it can do that, but you're creating an extra step. Can it take fat and convert it to energy? Yes, but that's not nearly as efficient, because if you want high energy, explosive movement, if you want right here, right now energy, that requires carbs. Or it requires you to take in extra protein that your body can then convert to glycogen, sugar, that can convert to the same stuff that, you know, carbs become relative to fuel. It hasn't changed. It's not going to change. Okay? You can consume a such and such, high such and such, low such and moderate such and such diet if you are doing the specific things that require that. Okay? The average person doesn't need a fancy diet. Like in the post yesterday, it's not rocket science, it's not magic. It's basically unlearning bad habits. That's it. That's it. Unlearning bad habits. Okay? We didn't have to teach ourselves this 200, 300 years ago, because if you had bad habits, you died. All right? The problem solved. Okay? There were no obese. There just wasn't there. Because you couldn't afford it. You couldn't be 400 pounds, you know, trying to, till a field and build a house and whatever, walk 4 miles to market, you know, when the horse and buggy broke, whatever, you know, I'm not trying, and I know sometimes, maybe very rarely through the course of these videos, I may have used the term fat or, 400 pounds or obese. I am not at all trying to body shame, weight shame, or anything. Everybody has their journey, and like I said yesterday, just because you may have made bad decisions doesn't make you a bad person. You're still valuable. You are still worthwhile. All right. But the facts are the facts, that the overweight and or obesity epidemic is a new thing within the past, 60 years, okay? It's a new thing. This was not something that we had to figure out 100, 150, 200 years. I mean, did we have other issues? Yeah. So in the 50s, we weren't, in the 50s, we weren't obese, but we were dying smoking our asses off, dying at age 56. You know, but again, you don't need a fancy diet unless you're doing a fancy regimen. Your diet doesn't need to be overly specific. You don't have to count calories. You don't have to do some sort of special preparation. You have to eat healthy, natural fuels. Was it grown or fed? And I said in moderation, you have exceptions. So I have peanut butter. This gives me some fats. I'm not really in it for the fats. I'm in it for the protein. That, like, I had ran out the house this morning to teach class. So I had grabbed three Honey Crisp apples and a jar of peanut butter. So got my carbs here to get me through class, a little bit of protein to make me feel a little more full, but also to just give me that the protein necessary to repair and or restore my muscles, and it tastes good. But the point was, this was grown and fed. This was grown. This is an apple. It came out tree, pow, picked, boom. This is peanut butter. This was not grown. It was not fed. It was manufactured. Much like bread or dough or anything else, it was put together in a lab. And it has a number of different properties. That being said, it has its health benefits, but this is not something you would want to subsist on. This is not something that you don't want to be downing peanut butter sandwiches and adding peanut butter to everything all the time, right? This is good in moderation, little moderation, right? Same thing with cheese or milk or any other thing that's healthy but isn't natural. We want to try to cut those things down. All right, that's about it. Please remember, share, subscribe. Trying to get to 100 subscribers by April 10th. 5 folks will win a prize. 5 folks will win some sort of training session, either in person or remotely. One person of those 5 will also win a $100 gift package. So that is it. Thank you for tolerating me. Ray Reese, Reese's Masterpieces. Have a good one. See ya. Bye-bye.